What's going on, Bills fans? This is Bills Latest. I am your host, Michael Korn. We are brought to you by FanArc. And let's take a little bit of a look at the playoffs right now because we had a lot of kind of stuff fall into place. The NFC is almost all spoken for. You got the Seahawks, Bears, Eagles, Rams, and Niners all locked into the playoffs. That's 6 seeds spoken for. You got 2 left, and it's the Panthers and the Packers right now on the skirts. That's how the NFC is kind of shaping out right now. But AFC, Broncos and Patriots, only 2 teams that have clinched a playoff. Only 2 teams right now, and the Patriots still have not clinched that division. But you got then the rest of it is this kind of the same as last week. It's the Jags, Steelers, Chargers, Bills, Texans. So out of all those teams, man, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but the Jaguars and the Steelers are playing some good ball. Herbert looks a little banged up. I'm not too scared of Herbert right now, but man, Trevor Lawrence is kind of coming on. But Rodgers gets a big win, kind of a questionable win. Another little controversy with Aaron Rodgers to end a football game in Detroit. Did Goff get it? Well, Goff definitely got in, but was that offensive pass interference? Questionable. Absolutely questionable. But they're sitting in the 4 seed right now, the Steelers. Chargers in the 5th. Bills are 6 right now, and then the Texans are in at 7. You got the Colts and the Ravens kind of on the bubble. They're most likely not getting in. So that means no Mahomes, no Lamar, no Burrow, but Josh Allen. And the Bills are starting to play well at the right time. Defense is starting to come around at the right time. It's looking pretty good. But right now, if it were to end today, season were to end, again, we're going to Jacksonville. We're going to Jacksonville. And Trevor Lawrence has been on a tear, an absolute tear the last few games. That offense looks scary. So once you get into the playoffs, it's going to be tough. But man, nobody really pegged the Jags as a team kind of rising when they need to rise, looking better than the Texans. I think I'm more scared of the Jags than the Steelers. Bo Nix just lost. I don't know if I can trust the Broncos. And that was Trevor Lawrence that did it to him. AFC, man. It's anybody's ball game. A lot of the good teams are starting to show themselves. It's who is going to be healthy at the end of the year, man. That's all that's really going to come down to. Who is the healthiest? Who has a little bit of momentum? Which I feel like the Bills and the Jaguars both have going for them. Jacksonville's kind of playing the underdog mentality where nobody bought into them. Nobody's believed in them all year. I mean, everybody's been talking about the Texans and the Colts in their own division the whole year. And here they are leading that division. So they're fired up on being slept on, where the Bills, they've been up and down. I would say for the most part, they have been Super Bowl contenders this whole year, from the beginning to the middle to the end. There's been some downs where they looked like could be pretty questionable, but at the end of the day, it's so hard to win all of these games in the NFL when you're basically getting in a car accident every weekend and then having to go get in another car accident the following. So it's going to be a fun playoffs, I think. The AFC is kind of a crapshoot. Buffalo should come out on top, because they have Josh Allen. We hope they come out on top. But besides the Bills, like, the rest is such a crapshoot where you look at the NFC and it's NFC is deep. NFC is deep. But the AFC East, still there. Although, albeit slim, we have a chance still to win the division. Whether we will or won't, doesn't really matter at the end of the day besides home field or away, which I guess, yes, big, big. But like we kind of were just talking about, I'm not real scared to go to any of these other cities. There's it, not that worried. And the only issue here is we have the Eagles coming up and the Patriots have the Jets. Patriots win against the Jets, boom, pretty much over. Count it up. It's going to be a tough game for Buffalo against the Eagles, but if we run the ball and do the things we've been doing, it should be a close game. They should win, but I wouldn't even be surprised if the Bills drop this one. They've been living and dying by turnovers for that defense, and they've been cutting it close. They cut it close with Cleveland, but I hope they have that urgency to try to win the division. I hope it's being said within that locker room, hey, it is still up for grabs. Because New England should have lost last night. They came back. We were hoping they would lose to the Ravens. Speaking of which, Derrick Henry goes for 2 touchdowns. On his second touchdown, then doesn't sniff the field. What the hell is going on in Baltimore? Lamar Jackson, hit or miss, goes out. That's just so weird how they just stopped giving him the ball. Do they want New England to have the division? What is that? Why are they helping out New England like that? We had to fight them tooth and nail in the beginning of the year. That was weird. Just stop giving Henry the ball after he has 2 touchdowns. He did have the fumble, but it's going to happen. You give the ball enough to a guy, he's bound to fumble 1 or 2 of them. But man, we needed the Ravens to beat the Patriots last night, and they just couldn't do it. They couldn't do it. And with a backup quarterback, they stopped giving the ball to Henry. Make that make sense. But thanks Baltimore for nothing, basically, is the point of that. And now it's slim pickings if we do win the AFC East. But again, there's really 2 outcomes here. Either we're sending the Ralph off in a great manner with some playoff games, or if not, the last game of the regular season will be fantastic, and we'll close it out with a Super Bowl. We'll have a parade there. We'll have a nice party there. We'll invite everybody to come. But like Belichick would say, we got to focus on this week. On to the next, and that's going to be the Eagles. And it's in Buffalo. Right now, Eagles getting 2.5, Bills giving 2.5. So Bills slight favorites here, but kind of a pick'em game. It's 2 quarterbacks that love to run the football. A.J. Brown has been kind of seeing a little bit more light from Hurts, getting a little bit more balls thrown his way. Hurts has been throwing just a little bit more, not much. But Barkley hasn't been the Barkley of last year, which is kind of expected after you have such a big year like that. It is hard to have back-to-back big years as a running back. Something to kind of keep in mind with Cook looking forward to next year, because that guy is having a monster year. And if we continue to give him the football, he has a real chance at the rushing record, and we should be able to handle the Eagles. Because with any of these good teams, man, it is like anything simple, it's hard to do, right? So we got to just rush the football, keep the possession, and just keep the other team off the field. Sounds super easy, but never is. We don't really know on full health of Kincaid yet. He only had 1 target over the weekend, so I'm sure he's still pretty banged up. Hopefully a little bit more rest will help him, but we got to get him healthy, because at the end of the day, man, I say we just run 3 tight ends out there all the time. 1 wide receiver. Who cares? Just 3 tight ends. Every single one of our guys is a stud. Send them all out there. They'll block, they'll catch, they get yards after the catch. Knox had that 1 bad drop, but man, those guys have been solid year round. Just those guys and Cook. Work the play action in with Allen, and you will be fine. But that's been it for today's Bills Latest. We will be back with more content for you guys tomorrow. We hope you guys hit that like and subscribe button down below. We appreciate it very much. Thank you so much.